So welcome to another episode of Talking Neat. Today, I've got in the studio the Ronnie King
Hi.
and the Shawn Lenhoff.
Nice.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Fantastic.
Feeling
What a
good.
lot of great information, huh, about whiskey.
Yeah.
I've given no information about whiskey.
Yeah. The origins.
No origin. I mean,
He's not going with it.
Well, it'll
I
roll out it rolls.
was just verifying all of his knowledge in whiskey.
Okay.
do you have a lot of whiskey knowledge?
I've drank a lot of whiskey throughout my years. Yes.
So I could just make stuff up and you'll be okay with
We can go through the different textures.
it? Textures.
Would you call it a texture?
Some whiskeys do have different textures.
Yeah.
When they're pot stilled, they're a little
Well,
meatier.
are they all basically the same color?
Oh,
you know?
Luis
No.
Machuca is one.
We
Okay,
are going
Jay,
to
well, go
dive
ahead.
right in.
Okay.
It's time.
So, we're christening this new bottle today. Jameson Black Barrel. So basically, it's your normal Jameson, but they do half pot still, which is kind of like a malted barley, Irish style whiskey.
Wow.
So it's a little meatier, a little spicier than they use the regular triple
Wow.
distilled Jameson. They throw it in
Yeah, we've had that.
a black barrel, which is basically a charred barrel. So on this, they use former bourbon barrels and
Oh.
I believe sherry barrels.
Wow.
So it should give it like a bunch of,
So you're saying
flavors.
it's Irish by origin?
well,
Or
it's
just got
Jameson.
roots?
Brother, I like it. Look at the color. Medium color? Would you say it's a medium color?
It's actually kind of light,
Oh, it's
especially for
lighter,
being
huh?
in a black barrel.
Wow. That is light.
Ooh, that's sexy time right there.
You know,
Ooh,
some of
that'd
it-
go good with a cigar.
And it's
Machuca with
and
a
it's,
cigar.
You know,
Lovely.
a lot of liquor.
Machuca,
seems
isn't that like a
it's
Cuban
Too easy
cigar?
to drink
Mm.
at times.
That's my boy. Ooh, very nice.
It's good to have everyone here on Facebook watching. You
Good
know,
luck.
see how we go. But
Luis
All
Machuca
So-
is a great cigar connoisseur, and I'm sure he's into fine.
I wouldn't put this in the fine
Oh, you
whiskey
wouldn't.
category.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there.
okay.
We'll move up the rung.
Oh, we're
All right,
starting
well,
from the. Okay.
All right. Well,
I've been wanting to try this. So how did you guys originally meet? Was it with obviously with music?
well, yeah, I was a
Yeah.
singer for a band called Commonwealth,
Oh yeah.
and our manager ended up being Ronnie's publicist, and he would get he told me I get 200 CDs across my desk a week, and he goes, and I put your CD in, I loved it, and I wanted to meet you guys and manage you guys. So he goes, I have this keyboard player, producer that I work with, Ronnie King. I want you to come meet him. And Ronnie was working on a 10 West, doing the Laguna Beach. It was a band from
Oh
Laguna
yeah,
Beach.
sure.
And they were filming an episode at this place called Hoagie Bar Michael's in Costa Mesa / Newport.
Right, remember that?
Yeah, and so I was actually laying in bed, and he called me. He's all, Ronnie's doing an episode of Laguna Beach down in Newport.
Remember Laguna Beach, that TV show?
Mhm.
And he goes,
Remember it?
He goes,
Yeah, I never seen
he goes,
it.
get your ass out of
Did you ever see
bed
it?
and
It
come
was
meet this
kind
cat.
of lame.
You know, come down here and meet
It
this
was-
guy.
it
So
had
that's what
all
I did.
those, you know.
I got dressed and came down and met Ronnie, handed him the disc, and we hit it off. We've been friends and working together ever since.
Yes.
But yeah, James Levesque, rest in peace.
Yeah, James ended up dying, drinking a little too much.
Drinking a little too much,
little too
yeah.
We don't want to hear that.
But it.
No.
Especially
no,
when we're
it wasn't
to
even.
James.
Yeah,
to James. Hey
to
James, come on.
So that's all it took, and you
That's,
guys.
well, yeah, he, you know,
Well, they had
Ronnie's
really
work-
good music, and
yeah.
Shawn was deep in the music publishing world at that time.
Yeah, I was doing music licensing. I was learning music licensing on my own dime. And that's another thing. If you're going to do it, intern, go somewhere where you can learn the ins and outs of it. You know, music licensing was a big thing. And I spent 2 years on my own dime driving to LA to a place called ADD Marketing. And my boss, Jimmy Pargas,
Jimmy.
was the VP of music licensing for that. And and we did some great stuff. We did boarding for breast cancer. We would cross market a lot of artists. Like I think I told you before. One of the things I'm most proud of is we took RNA sunglasses, and
I remember RNA.
And they wanted to make the Lemmy sunglass with the straight brow. So we put them together with Motorhead, and they did that. They made the Lemmy sunglass, and what they did is they made a marketing campaign out of it. You could win the album signed on vinyl, which people blew up over. They were so stoked. You could win a pair of the Shade signed with the album and a pair just to wear. And from doing that, they got something like 2.1 million emails that people signed up. So it's little I was really interested. I'm an ex-pro surfer, so I always did music and action sports. So I always cross-marketed anyways. So it was just a step up. I mean, we were next to Titmouse Films, which is Adult Swim. So it was just a cool little area to be involved in, with these different companies that are all next to each other, kind of doing, not high end, but high enough that I'm really cool. Adult Swim is what it is.
Pura Vida.
It's like they're high end enough where they can they have an audience, but they're
whiskey.
they're still approachable where you can just walk in.
Exactly. And Seth Green and all these guys would come walking out of there after doing their shit, and it was a good time. But yeah, I spent my own money for 2 years driving to LA to learn it, and that's where Ronnie, he really liked Commonwealth. It was the
action sports scene, putting music into action sports was like, we used to do like Wet Cement.
Shit.
Remember, so many of those
and we ended
videos.
Up 12 different movies, 4-segmented TV programs, mobile skate park series on Fox. And that's the thing, you learn a lot from when you do music licensing. I mean, it can help a lot of artists move forward. They want you to put together compilation CDs and give them to the music supervisors at these networks, and they want to have them already signed off and ready to go.
Sava, what up?
So they use companies like ADD, to find artists that kind of want to break and are willing to give their stuff away,
Uganda.
For free, because
Sava.
you're going to get exposure, a lot of it. Like the mobile skate park series for us was on Fridays on Fox Sports Net, and at 4 o'clock, I'd turn it on, and our song would be the intro, outro, and they'd do this paint splat, and say Commonwealth, website, contact, they give an email. So it was a really cool way. It was a really cool way of getting it out there. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where that came from. But yeah, Ronnie and I have been working on a lot of projects, different things ever since Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So now, at that point when you first met Shawn, you had already worked with a bunch of like A-list musicians. What was it that drew you to Shawn?
I think Shawn.
Besides his ruggedly good looks,
when I decided that Shawn was a keeper.
Yeah.
I was doing a recording session at Paramount Studios.
Oh yeah.
With this rapper guy, and I needed a hook, right? So Shawn comes in all cocky, hey man, we met the other night. I'm a singer, bro.
Yeah,
whatever. I'm like, okay, man, really, you're a
So
singer?
did he
Okay,
like
jump
just
on
come
the
in
mic.
off the wave?
That's what I said. I said, listen to the song. I forget what the song. Oh, you're a friend of mine.
Yeah, you're a friend of mine. Well, I actually went out there, because
but is that the truth?
That is the truth.
I'm like, really? Oh, you got this? Jump on this hook.
In front of everybody, he goes, oh, really?
I put him on blast,
in front of,
right?
in front of everybody, he goes, oh, okay, well, you're a singer. He goes,
Jump
sit
in
down.
on the booth then.
He goes, sit down. He goes, write the hook, and get in there and sing it. And myself, I started to say, I'm a metal singer. I went, but I'm a met like that. And in my head, like in a moment's notice, you kind of flip things around. I go, am I this or am I not? And I go, fuck it. And I told the engineer, I go, okay, loop the hook. loop the hook, and I go, give me a pad and pin. And that's what I did. I just sat there and like in 20 minutes?
Yeah, you
I went
did
in
exactly
there and
like
just
we
went in
all
there
had
and slammed it out. Are you a friend of mine?
Studio time was really expensive. We were paying like
Well, it was-
$1,500,
I-
$1,500 a day for a studio for
You know, you
8
gotta be
hours.
honest. You walk into Paramount and it's just,
Yeah, you're not just
Platinum.
gonna go mess around.
Yeah.
And
you
sit
know,
there and not do
yeah, you're not
anything.
going in there to fuck around.
Yeah.
But I was also bringing Ronnie a couple of black flies, our boys that have been taking care of us for a long time. So I brought a couple pairs of
What up, Patrick?
flies out there. Mo Sims, what's up? And
Oh, is Mo on there?
no, but I'm just
Oh.
giving him some.
Yeah, what up, Mo?
And but that's where it could. He put me on the spot, and that's how it happened. And the record came
And
out.
that's it, and then we've been working that way ever since, getting right to it. We've put many bands together. We've had a good time. This last year was pretty fun, doing a lot of recording. We have Ulrich Wild, who's like a fantastic producer. And what's really fun with Shawn's stuff is he allows me to produce, and then we have a producer
Yeah.
mix the record and master it and
Yeah.
everything. So it's like Shawn gets 2 producers, which is kind of unheard of in the rock world. A little more common in rap music. You'd have a couple producers at the same time.
You look at the whole album, like Gwen, one of her albums that had what, 5, 6, 7 producers. But he's
Yeah.
right. In the metal and rock world, you don't get
And
double it
Shawn
up.
puts good people together where everybody's really a good fit. He's a very good judge of character, I'd say.
Is it easy to have a producer for like standing over you?
I love it. They stand beside me
Okay.
in harmony.
Yeah.
Never over you. Are there
Never
ever like
over
clashes
me.
between you and like Ulrich?
No, Ulrich's produced.
I mean, he's
Static
got
X.
a
I mean,
ton.
he's
Yeah.
he's the real. He's the real.
Terry Date,
Yeah,
underneath
Terry
Terry
Date.
Date and Terry Fantera. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Mhm.
He
No,
put,
we
he put
worked
in,
so
he
well
put in his
together.
time though. I mean, that guy, Ulrich is one of those guys that he told me that he was, in Switzerland, and he decided at 19 that he wanted to be a producer, and he fucking got off his ass and came over here, and went right into San Francisco and did it.
Yeah, so we're still making great
Yeah,
music.
we have a
Sean's new record, Atomflower.
Atomflower
due
stuff's
to be
coming
out.
out. Starting with Ulrich, in 8 or 9 days.
They'll be
on it.
finishing. I want to show the logo, by the way.
You on
hat.
keyboard?
Oh yeah.
I've done, the keyboards.
He co-writes a lot with me, so
I want to show the logo of
and he
my
busts my
new
balls a
in-ear
lot.
company.
Busts my balls a lot,
Keeling Audio.
But it's good. It's working with 2 different producers. Some producers are more tech. Tech guys, and some guys are more performance. And that's kind of the best of both worlds with Ulrich, and Ronnie together. Although, it's just you get a big scope of things. That's all. And
Hi, Candace.
why things
Mission.
are wide open.
So we are
Okay.
moving on.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay.
Ancnoc.
Okay.
So we are moving into the Highland area.
I love
Bring
this
it.
show. This is probably one of the funnest interviews I've done in a long time.
So you just take it back.
It's really cool.
You
It's
just-
fun,
Actually,
right?
with this one, I kind of sip it a little
It's
bit.
like an Anthony.
You're gonna
Bourdain.
the back of your tongue. You're gonna get like a little bit of
Exactly, because it's more
Whoa.
natural.
a little
That's
smokiness.
interesting.
Yeah, it's this one's.
It's got like a. You're right. It's got the smokiness to it.
Ooh,
It's
I
almost
like
like
this.
a spice to it a little
Yeah,
bit too.
very
Has
spicy.
anybody ever had this? The Chinook? What is it?
Ancnoc.
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 Check it out.
The Anarchy.
This is fantastic. And you can't get this at like High Time
I think
Cellars.
they started selling it at Total Wine,
Okay,
but it's pretty pricey there. It's like $88
for a bottle.
for a
Well,
bottle.
thank you for sharing.
No, this
But
is a
it's-
clean, very clean.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So with Atomflower,
Yeah.
what's like your timeline for getting all this taken care of in the studio?
Getting everything
Because I
done
mean,
and wrapped
if
up.
you've got like a keyboardist who's on like doing everything on Facebook Live, you're never gonna get shit done.
Nice.
You know what the highlight is, though? that Leo Sayer is on our Facebook Live.
When
Well,
you get him in
You
the
make me
studio,
feel like
he's
dancing.
Once you get him on that piano.
Is this
he's
how it
like-
always is?
No.
Okay.
What?
But yeah,
Yeah.
Atomflower. It's been a process of writing, and Ronnie and I, when I write it, I basically use my friends that play better than me. I'm a good pattern writer, and I always hear great melody with what I write. And the people I write with, Ronnie, Clinton Calton, and Chad Zaliga, the drummer I was telling you about, I let them have their own ideas, and I let it grow and turn into what it is, and go from there. I've used different players like Matt Harris from the Posies has played on it.
Yeah, Matt's fantastic.
And there's been, actually Mark Diamond from the Dwarves played on the singles too.
Yeah.
So, we worked at a couple different studios until we found a place where we're like really comfortable, and the process, tracking here, mixing here, mastering here.
We did a lot of the record at Chateau Relaxo, my
Yeah, and
studio.
That's your
Desert.
studio.
When we first started working on it, we were at this place called Thunder Underground, which is out
Oh, yeah.
out in Palm Desert.
Yeah.
It was owned by Harper Hugs, who worked a lot with the Caius guys.
Yeah.
And Josh Homme and the Queens of Stone Age guys, and that's where it started, and it just went from there.
The hippie metal guys.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, they're like desert rock.
Yeah.
Desert Rock.
They've
I
done
love it
really
though.
well.
I'm a huge Caius fan. Yeah. Anyhow, so that's where it began, but then we kind of found our niche, Chateau Relaxo. We go out there to work, because we can work till 4 in the morning. We can keep going as long as it's surrounded by 4 different orchards. And you can go as long as you want to go, as long as you're still fresh and on point, and what you're laying down is worth the shit of keeping,
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of Chateau Relaxo, and going out there and working on it. But then from there, we get the tracking while Ronnie's producing, and Ronnie takes care of the people he works with. It's the tracks, we talk in between little takes and stuff like that, so he cleans it up, gives it to Ulrich a little bit, and gets it to a certain place. But he didn't, it's like his big thing is this. I don't want to send out anything Bush, and I never will.
Well, to Ulrich, you don't want to send.
Yeah, so we get it to a point, and then it goes to the next person, and it's a big creative element out there, and you just get it to a point, and then you send it out to have it all fine tuned, and we do. Like for me, I found my team with Ronnie and Ulrich and Gene Grimaldi from Oasis
Oh
Mastering.
yeah, Gene,
Oasis Mastering.
the best master.
He's just
guy.
incredible. It's just
I don't know,
efficient,
Gene.
efficient and feeling. He listens and it really
Yeah, because making and writing the music is one thing, but making the sonics of it sound correct. And when you put it on radio and broadcast and stuff, I like to call it industry standard radio ready. So for all you artists out there that are wondering why your records aren't selling, maybe because it's just not standard. Maybe you're just making demos, which that doesn't mean you can't make a hit with a demo. There's no
Right.
doubt about that. But there's a standard. It's kind of like these fine bottles of liqueur.
You gotta polish it a little bit.
You gotta have, and you gotta be able to, like you being an expert in this field, you really can. And if you pick it out to us, like, hey, you hear that high end on this middle bottle, or you feel that low end, you know what I mean? We don't know it until you kind of lead us into it. So that's what we do with the mastering and the mixing.
Right. If you're gonna do something, then do it at the top, at the top that you can.
Highest level.
The highest level that you can. Right. Thank you.
Oh no, Ian Boxall in the house?
Hey, so
What?
You're gonna have a double deal here.
It's only the engineer for Prince. God bless his soul. Ian, you've done so many great songs with Tupac Shakur, Mariah
Amazing.
Carey. I mean, who else?
So do you want to go into
And
that
Prince.
realm next? Where are we headed?
What, Prince?
No, I mean Ronnie's deal.
No, but we were just talking about those sonics, and one of the best sonics masters hits us on Facebook Live.
Thank you.
Ian Boxall.
Thanks for
what up?
hanging out, Ian.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you,
that's
Ian.
good. Ian's good. Ian's probably, are you a drinker? I don't think so.
Much love to all you out there.
Stop
too.
by, Ian.
And YouTube land too.
But you've also
Oh, that's
got
mine.
two other bands
Yeah.
that you're working on.
Well,
Said you
Ronnie
didn't have to, you
Ronnie
left it.
oversees.
Mechanism.
Yeah. No, Mechanism is something I'm doing with a programmer I've been with for a long time, and it's really hard industrial shit. So it's something I've been doing for I don't know 6-7 months now. It's cool. It's very metal. It's crossing kind of Rammstein and 9-inch, but Core10. I've been with Ronnie for a long time, working on Core10 stuff. And it's been through its changes and stuff like that, but overall the sound remains the same, and it's come back full scale to what it was, and we're excited for the new singles. We did them at Screaming Leopard Studios with Darian Rundall, who works with the Pennywise guys and Dawkins and all that, and then just our same process, tracked with Darian at Screaming Leopard, tracked out at Chateau Relaxo with Ronnie, and it went to Ulrich and Gene Grimaldi. And we got a
So
couple.
we actually do use 3 producers.
Sometimes.
on your records.
Well, there
I mean, that's pretty cool that 3 producers can work together.
Well, I mean, it's
In harmony.
go figure that the song we did out there's a punk rock song. It's called Your Own Demise, and it's
Yeah.
going to be coming out soon, and it's got that feel. And it's crazy that the different studios that you end up with a little bit of the sound from that. A little bit of a
Each guy.
yeah.
So when are you just releasing singles?
For
Are
now.
you-
Yeah,
Okay.
for now. I mean, it'll eventually hit to an album, but we signed a deal with a record label called Independent Ear, and it's distributed through Universal. And we've just been kind of just cruising, doing our thing, That's where it's at.
Is it cool to not be on a label, or not be tied to a label for more than like one song?
Well, that's the new world. That's the new world. It's a single world, It's singles everywhere. And it's, I watch this thing on hip hop guys. If you go back through the last 20 years, there's so many hip hop guys that have come and gone, and they've only had one song. But that one song, they blew up
But-
for a minute, but then they disappeared,
Isn't that where music came from? I mean, if you look at the 50s
45s.
and 60s, yeah, it was
45s,
all
yeah.
singles.
Yeah.
A single and a B-side, and
the
that was
B-sides,
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, so it's not something new that's come out, it's going back.
Yeah, I guess everything's kind of
Yeah.
going full circle. That's interesting.
I mean, maybe I'm dating Ronnie here, but
Oh,
No, I remember when Elvis came
Well, you-
out with his first
well,
single.
he's played with a lot. All right. Aretha and
Yeah.
Diana. And
No, I mean, hey, everything kind of goes in cycles. There's only 2 kind of records, though, really, right, Sean?
pretty much.
The kind that sell,
And the kind that
that don't sell.
that's it.
I mean, that's
But
because the music is innocent. right?
I've seen some great records with nice fat contracts, and they were promised the world, and they end up getting shelved.
Yeah.
And they spend all this money on this recording and all this grandeur, and then it just ends up on the shelf.
Jay,
I can give you a
Jay, you know
little-
what this is?
Smallest violin ever. Well, I can give you an example. If you have a chance, a band called Human Lab, which was a very much amazing band.
Yeah.
They were very much their own thing.
Yeah.
And the guitar player Scott is now the guitar player with Rival Sons.
Right.
Okay.
True that.
So he had a vision and he just went with it. But that album, Human Lab, I guess what did they say? They gave $3 million. They spent almost $1 million recording it in the UK.
Yeah.
And when they promised, Dave Matthews had his big hits at that time, and they said, "Oh, you're gonna go out with Dave Matthews." And when they got home, they're all sorry, right on the shelf, and they became a tax write-off. So it's kind of it's more of a level playing field for artists now. You have to work your ass off and the hustle. This guy had 5 meetings today, and the hustle is where it's at. You have to hustle. There's no more sitting on your couch and it'll come to you. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that anymore.
Let's introduce Joe Kimberly, model to the stars, fashion model. Elite Ford Wilhelmina so many years, and then went into
keep
mother
saying
I want some of this
agencing,
other
which is
one.
where
Can I?
she would.
Is this getting out of
I
your?
thought you were the driver.
Is this getting out of
This
your
is
control?
what always happens.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Good shit. Good
That's
shit.
it.
Can you
dude.
give me that?
I'm glad it's working out.
Can have a spot of that. Yeah, so Joe, and
I like
Joe's
that
a
one.
great singer. We've been
Actually-
producing Joe for many, many, many years. Jerry Heller actually said that she
You're gonna go into
was-
that though. You're gonna,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jerry Heller has actually said she was the next Joni Mitchell.
Wow.
You did for a long
That's-
time.
Yeah.
Do you remember
So
you
now-
had me put the answer
Okay,
in?
this will be good.
Yeah.
No, and I always feel the same. I
After
felt the
the
same.
other-
Jerry Heller, for those who don't know, was the manager for NWA.
That's right. And owner of Ruthless Records.
Yes. And so, your involvement with him.
He was my manager my whole life, really. When I came to LA, I got signed to a management deal with him and Maury Alexander. Maury was the tax accountant side of the whole thing, and Jerry was managing NWA, and they had an office. We had an office on 9,000 Sunset Boulevard.
In the thick
So
of
that's-
it.
And it was a
Yeah, that's right.
hotbed.
Thick of it,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's right where the Live Nation building is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we had a ball. Yeah, and it was so funny because Jerry was handling all of the rap, more of the South Central side rap game, and then Maury Alexander had all the Latino rappers like Mellow Man Ace, Kid Frost, and then I was touring with this kid Timmy Two, who literally made a hit song with $800. You know. And
Well,
just,
that-
just a very basic
How do you
thing.
do that though? What do you mean, like made a hit song? But just
Well, he
went in there,
recorded
wrote
the
it,
song and
recorded it,
everything
yeah.
for $800.
That's
But
right.
Jerry and Maury were such genius promoters of the
Yeah.
game. They made it a hit song.
How come that doesn't happen that often anymore?
There's just not a lot of guys like Jerry Heller that know the business that strong.
Because you'd think it could be done with all. I mean, you can basically put, like here, a
Well, it's
recording
very
studio.
oversaturated
But
too.
Yeah.
to make
It's
the
very
song, but to get
oversaturated.
it out there.
But yeah,
Right,
you can
well,
get the
it's a
technology,
thing,
you can
know?
get it out.
Yeah, technology is there. You have to.
Isn't it all political too? I mean, I don't know
No,
because I've not been on the
never.
radio, but like with radio
Never.
stations and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
This coming from you?
I'm sure.
Never political. Never. No, but I mean, hey, a good
When
song.
I met you with Jerry Heller.
No, but a good
It
song's
was
a
so
good
funny,
song, right?
'cause-
Good song is a good song.
Speaking of good songs, this is a very exciting next couple months. Speaking of good songs, because I had the chance to work with on the new Steel Pulse record. They have not
Oh,
made a
Steel
record for
Pulse.
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've got 2 songs
That's
on there that's
great.
fun. And Pepper, who's a band I'm touring with right now. We're gonna play Red Rocks in a couple weeks.
Oh,
You
very
got
cool.
this.
That'll be fun.
And
And why do those guys all get out and tour, and how can they be reactive and stuff
well,
like
we
that?
can't leave the punk rock out of it. What are you
Oh
doing?
yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
playing. With Di, at Sabroso.
So bro,
We're opening up for the Offspring.
and your boys Pennywise. Pennywise.
No, I don't think they're playing.
No.
Floggy Molly's playing. The Offspring's gonna play.
Punks and thugs.
I'm gonna have like a
Look
real
out for it.
spotted kind of month. Like, how am I gonna remember all this? Like, go from punk rock. That's where I'm
You'll
supposed
do it though.
to
Yeah.
You love
hurt
that.
people.
That's where you like it in
Isn't
your
that what-
element.
It'll be on social media.
That's where you're in your
A
element.
great punk rock show is when someone gets hit over the head with a bottle. Right?
Yeah.
But then the reggae guys are all peaceful.
We're
They
too
just want
old
to
for
smoke
that.
weed. Yeah. I'm too old.
Like there comes a point where it's
All
like,
the metal guys are getting so peaceful now.
Right?
are they?
It's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, just the violent factor of music is just not a big necessity.
Well, that's what's gonna be the next band that goes that ballistic is gonna be the next.
Yeah, that's
that
gonna
turns-
be on.
That turns the scope of things again.
Yeah.
Turns it back to where it was. There's no more happy pits.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
mean-
it get to the point
I
though,
mean,
it's
I
like, what else
remember-
can you do on stage?
Like
Yeah, what else
It's all
can
been
you
done,
do?
like
My
the
brother-
Sex
Yeah.
Pistols,
my brother and
Nirvana,
his-
like smashing the guitar
Yeah.
every time.
My brother
It's
and
like, what else can you
violence.
do?
My brother and his crew.
Sorry.
You know, the first show they took me to was Public Image, Social Distortion, Butthole Surfers, and the Black Athletes.
Oh,
You could
that's
never
a
get
good
away
one.
with that name now. The Black Athletes at Olympic Auditorium. And in the end of it, there was a massive riot. They were tearing seats out. But
You gotta wait on
you know,
this
you,
one.
you had places like that where the pits they had blades on them. You know, and they
Yeah.
slam with blades.
Well,
you know,
the most, probably I mean, I've been to thousands of concerts,
Okay.
and the biggest pit I've ever seen was the Offspring
Okay.
at the Palladium,
Oi.
and
Yeah.
the most violent show I've ever been at was, God, it might have been Circle Jerks at
Wow.
House of
that's a
Blues.
big-
House of
Yeah.
Well,
Punk
Good
has
old House
been
of
the,
Blues.
I mean,
and you know, isn't it funny
Go to-
that the originals they come in and it's still just as brutal.
yeah.
Oh, it's
You
brutal.
know, it's
It's almost. I've been to rap shows. And felt safe as can be. It's the punk shows. I've seen people
Yeah.
stabbed.
No, it
in
goes
the
down. That's what
parking
I'm
lot.
saying. It
Yeah,
goes down.
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
so
That's why I say cheers
You know-
Do you
to.
think it's because they think they have to, like Sid Vicious?
you know what?
Like he had to live up to that
well,
name.
a
that someone
lot of-
gave
a lot
him,
of the-
Sid Vicious.
Angry.
a lot of the
Yeah.
the people who used to be into punk, they passed it on to their kids, and it
Yeah.
it was
Right,
like
it's
I mean,
a whole-
especially out
it's a
here, like West
lifestyle.
Covina.
Oh,
It's a lot of, like,
dude,
the
we used
punk
to
gang
love
mentality.
to-
Well,
Yeah.
that's Venice, and you know,
Yeah.
being
It's like a
an
lifestyle
ex-pro
then.
surfer, we would go into Hollywood by the Sea for a contest, and it was all
Yeah.
you know, Latino surf gangs. And they'd smash your fucking windows
Mm.
and tires because they did not want you surfing their break.
Yeah.
Oxnard, props to all you guys.
Silver
Yeah,
Strand.
I went through it with you. So yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
Ventura
Silver Strand.
and C Street and all that shit.
Rincon.
It's the real deal, you know.
Why do
But isn't it
surfers
cool?
get
Isn't it
so
cool how the
possessive?
music,
That
even
way.
though regardless of the violence,
My
how the
beach,
music
my wave.
fed
Why?
into
Why
into
do
the
that?
action sports culture, and it's always
Mhm.
been intertwined.
Turf war.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what
Because
I
it
loved
happens
about
everywhere, every country,
Turf wars.
like Australia here,
Yeah.
it's no different.
it. So what do you got for us?
So this is
Ooh.
Talisker 10. It is.
Is that what I'm about
Well,
to drink?
yeah, so this is Highland. Now this one is an island whiskey. So the island whiskeys are smoky. They peat the barrels, so it's this decomposing matter that's hundreds of years old.
Okay.
They break it off into like these bricks in the bog, and they light it on fire. It's like
Wow.
a charcoal briquette,
Okay.
and I mean just
So this
smelling it.
So it's kind of like adds to the hue.
Wow, that's
It's like the
weird.
kick your
Yeah.
ass one.
So this
it
is going
kick your ass
to
This is a
one?
weird
how
one.
the Ancnoc, you kind of felt it at the back of your throat. This one's gonna stay at the back of your throat the entire ride
So
home.
like,
Okay.
What am I smelling
Well, here's to
on the top
Scotland.
of this?
Probably a lot of smoke.
Yeah, it's
maybe a
totally,
little-
That's cool.
a little
I'm sorry,
honey.
Cool. That's a terrible word, but
it's almost like
it's interesting
a
to have a liquor.
bonfire.
Yeah, it's
Right,
kind of
that's what I was
like
gonna
that.
say.
There
Yeah.
you
It
go.
smells like a bonfire.
And that's from
that's gonna be brutal.
The
the barrel
great.
Yeah.
that they're
That's
burning.
they burn the inside
I
of
think
the
when
barrel.
you wind
with
up
this
to it though, it's better
smoke.
because if you just went to that
This
straight
heat.
away,
And then they
Yeah.
put the alcohol in.
Yeah. After that,
Oh, so
now
they
you've
burn
done
the
the
barrel
buzz.
first.
Yeah,
it's probably easier.
yeah.
to
They
do
like
this.
Yeah.
whack the top off
Uh-huh.
and just like hold it
Good
over
day.
this like
Like a little
open
bit.
fire.
Oh.
Right,
just
Smoke
warms it up a little
infiltrates
bit.
all the pores.
All my New York
Ooh,
friends.
okay,
Hey,
that,
good
this is nice.
Yeah. So a slow drink on this one.
All right, well, salute.
That one's a bit. Whew. You're going to be a little buzzed by the time we leave. aren't you?
Ah, he's a pro.
I got a car that drives me home.
Oh, you're driving too.
Self-driving.
That went through the sinuses.
A self-driver.
That went through my sinuses, and whew.
Ooh.
That's
that
like
is
English
great.
mustard.
This
I
is
lo-
pretty amazing.
I like
Yeah.
the smoke. I like.
Yeah,
It reminds me of Chateau with the fire going in the back.
It
This
does, right?
Yeah.
You smell it on your
Now
clothes.
things
that's
like
the thing.
Chateau. Chateau's
That's the
I'm
thing,
so
you
excited
know,
about going.
Maybe
Can't
we'll
wait.
do an
Oh, we'll
episode
start
out
a
at the
fire.
ranch. You want to take a little smoke break,
Sure.
and you could have a little conversation with Ronnie by himself.
Yeah.
What are you guys smoking
We're
together?
gonna go
I'm
have a
going to
little.
go have a smoke. Nice.
We're just trying to hang out with the muggle?
Yeah, that's it. So you can ask Ronnie some questions. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Nice. I like this. The smoky. Talisker. Very, very good.
So now, as a producer, you've produced rap, punk, kind of
Yeah.
pop,
Yeah,
uh,
pop.
electronic.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like all over. Is it hard to develop an ear for multiple genres? Because usually you get like a producer who's
Who's in that.
really good at heavy metal, really good at rock.
Yeah.
They go in and they say, you know what, I really like this album sound. I want that producer,
Yeah.
and he's got like a pedigree of every other heavy metal.
You know, it's
album
kind
out
of
there.
funny. I always think I kind of blend all of them together in some weird way. Like
So
even in the rap music we've produced, there's always like a little punk edge to it for some reason, because it really is different sides of the same coin. I think. I mean, in my generation, anyways, when I was making punk records. You know, at the same, I could go from Offspring, Rancid session, you know, for half the day, and then go end up at Death Row at night, and it was the same energy, kind of in a way. It was the same kind of defiant. We're gonna show everybody that we can not only make this music, but we can, you know, be wealthy doing it too at the same time. We always knew it was a business. That's what made us a little different, I think, than the normal. Not the normal, but different people that would do it for fun, or like, oh, why isn't my music selling? Or, you know, we were very conscious on how to sell records. You know, that was our.
No matter what the genre.
Yeah, no matter what the genre, right? So now I'm making an orchestral record.
Oh, really?
Yes. Which is going to be interesting because I'm going to take some of the older songs that I wrote and or produced and then make them into an orchestral type of sound. But I'm sure it's going to have the same angst to it too, you know. It's not going to be just some flowery orchestra, you know.
Yeah.
We'll still put the drum beats in there. We'll still do the, you know, the stuff that we enjoy about it. And so I went to Ukraine this last summer and found my orchestra in a little town called Lviv.
Oh, okay.
I think for me, I want to keep the texture of the orchestra, but like I say, also put in the drum beats and the guitars and the things that make it right, and then have great singers. Everybody's got to be platinum or higher on it. And I have a great list of artists that I've spoken to that will be singing on it, and then you know, mix all that stuff in together. And we're going to record the orchestra in the Ukraine. And it's so cool now because we're going to mix them with the National Symphony of Costa Rica together. So it's going to be an international effort, you know, as far as the record goes. I have some great singers from Norway that are going to sing. And then we have a lot of great artists from the States, a lot of great artists from Central America. So it's like this whole
World.
goodwill. Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting because we're gonna find a bunch of categories on the you know, on the Grammy Association has like a bunch of different categories, and we're very excited to really be a leader in either some of the categories that don't get a lot of attention. You know, like I don't know. I mean, it could be just orchestral record, could be that, or it really could be a pop record. It's just going to be how we're going to sort it all out. But the connection with all the different people on it, it sounds so good. I've already have like 3 songs done that are pretty cool sounding. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to see if maybe David Hobbs from Steel Pulse won't sing on it as well, you know. Like really do a reggae song with an orchestra is cool.
So is this how you ask him on this show?
Yeah. What?
If he'll do the...
Oh, he's already in. He's on the list. Oh, yeah.
That's what I like though, the change in music. Like, I don't see why it should all be in a category.
No.
'Cause if you got up and did a record with 10 different musicians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
I think I could
I'm
slam
fine.
Pit
No,
back
it's his
in.
thing. It's cool.
No.
The thing. But you know
Right?
what I mean?
Hey, guys.
Like, if you get up and do the same song with 10 different musicians every night from different countries,
Yeah.
different whatever, it's going to be a different sound, and he has to put it in a bracket.
Right.
I hate that.
Yeah, you gotta
So-
blend it all
Whatever it is.
together. That's
What
what
el-
I'm excited for.
What else you got? What else you got, Jay?
So, when we were speaking on the phone, you were mentioning your music for a cause.
Music for yeah.
Well, music that's
well,
based around a
okay,
cause.
well,
So,
that's Core 10's kind of etiquette.
yeah.
Core10 is the metal that we use on all of our skyscrapers and our tanks and stuff, because it only rusts to a certain point and it lasts forever through the environments. So it's about, just having strength through hard times. So basically every song that Core10 does has a cause behind it. The newest one, Your Own Demise, is about domestic abuse and violence. And the last one, Cross the Mosh, was, we reference being in the pit as getting knocked down in this world, but getting back up and keep going. So that's kind of where we're at. Is every song we put out has kind of a
Metaphoric.
yeah, and it's cause based is what I call it. Yeah.
It's cause-based.
So now are you using these along, like in conjunction with kind of charities that are
Well,
around
that's
that
the
cause?
That's
or?
funny. Well, the record label is a non-profit label, and a certain percent of the proceeds per song go to the charities that we want them to go to.
Okay.
So it's true to my heart. I mean, kind of the way I feel about it. If you're gonna hit a point where you're doing very well, you need to give back. Period. You got to pay it forward. And that's just kind of, not to be kooky, but I think that's the way the universe works,
Should work.
It should, right.
On
It
paper,
should-
it works that way.
Yeah,
but
on paper, yeah, it should work. But you can do your best to put it out there to, help as much as you can. I mean, and that's another thing too. Some of our songs are about self-help. Pull yourself out of the shithole you're in and rise above. And that's kind of where it's at. Ronnie really kind of figured out what Core10 was and added a lot of flavor to it. The new song had some great keys, and it's leaning more towards the Damned and the Joy Killer a little bit, and it's got the chorus definitely has that feel to it, but still has the crazy thing is it goes into like an end jam, which is closer related to like Maiden, so Core10 has always been punk, metal, and rock fusion, and some of the songs may be just that. Some of the songs may be all of that, and that's kind of where we're at. That's why I always say create with no fear. Just put yourself out there. You put your art into the world. You better expect some backlash, which we've gotten a good taste of it. But I learned a lot. I talked to a lot of different people, and they gave me some great advice.
When Core10 goes out on the road, I would like to request Ronnie playing the guitar.
I used to have one.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Well, they're making them crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't
like-
seen anyone play.
They're like flying V's
They're
now,
trying to come
or
back,
the
but every
or the
time I see
Explorer or the
one-
Destroyer.
The last time I saw one, Metal School or Steel Panther
Yeah.
had one.
They would have, yeah.
Well, go figure. I just saw a new band that Ulrich just finished with called Gabriel and the Apocalypse. And the keyboard player has a crazy name. But hey, me and Ronnie, from the evolution of Commonwealth to Atomflower, I mean, I've always been to hard electronica. Ronnie is, accomplished musician, so he goes all over the scope of things, from jazz to blues to soul and to punk rock to hip hop. For me, I lived in that industrial electronica world for a long time, listening to KMFDM, Frontline Assembly, Eisenbrecher, and so I've really and trance and all these DJs and stuff like that, and so it's always been an evolution for me and for him and I. Rammstein, there's just albums that you fall in love with, and it takes you in a different path because they went in a different path.
Yeah.
9 Inch, are you kidding me? All the way back from Depeche Mode and like OMD.
Ministry.
Absolutely Ministry. I'm not trying
Rob
to.
Zombie.
Filth Pig,
love
Filth
Uncle
Pig, and Zombie and all that stuff. I love all of it.
Even the smaller bands like Bile.
I'm gonna give you a little story. For me, what was kind of a wake up thing is Scott Ian lived in Huntington for a while, right? And we all became friends, and he hooked us up when Anthrax was playing with. It was Anthrax. It was at Irvine Meadows. It was Anthrax, and God, who else was with them? But the point of it was Quicksand was with them. and it was during a time of hair metal and and they were all short hair New Yorkers up there doing this, this stuff that was much closer to Fugazi. And it was in a time when it was all this other stuff, and they just did what they did, and it was so great. It was like an awakening. You can do whatever you want to do at any time. Don't listen to what anyone thinks you should do. Do what you feel, and then work with it with someone you trust. Because someone like Ronnie or Ulrich, they'll help you with the songwriting parts that don't necessarily work. Because I've been there. I've had a lot of songs where I start off the song with the chorus. It's and I know there's the format of verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, out. That's the proven formula. But I've always, I'm a lover of trance and EDM and electronic rock and all that, and they don't stick to any,
No.
Shouldn't have to.
they don't stick to like the brand new Frontline Assembly album. Oh my God. And it's the trippiest thing when you follow someone's career. You can tell when they're riding happy and when they're in a different place during albums. You know what I mean? And this new one, he's got like Reese Fulber, he's got like 3 or 4 different singers on there guesting. And you can tell it was just, he's stoked. It's like, yeah, I got these guys that I love jumping in. They did a cover of Amadeus in a very, techno, well, not techno, Jesus, electronica kind of way, KMFDM kind of way, But that's what I love about that music. It's wide open, and you can do whatever you want. It could be the most simplistic thing, from having someone like Ronnie just playing a simple melody, and it's just the voice and that melody, and it'll take you where you want to go.